I haven't done my hair or anything.
Well, a very, very warm welcome. I haven't done my hair either.
You heard me say that.
It is a joy.
Just
Welcome
come in.
back.
I'm
Welcome
very
back.
hot. Are
you hot?
Yes, I've been having my flu jab.
How was that?
Hurtful. Yes, it was quite painful, actually, yes.
Oh, really? Were there many people there?
Nobody.
I was
Just
going to say,
me.
because people are so worried about
In the
this.
church. It was in the church.
The church? Is
Yes.
that just in case it doesn't go well?
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. It is at a church called St. Mary the Virgin in Primrose Hill.
Oh, beautiful.
And I went there, and there was nobody else there. So I went straight in. She stuck the thing in me. I did my hands with sanitizer. And then she stuck the thing in me. And then I came out and I had an ice cream.
Oh, look, that's what you have to do. You come out and have an ice cream.
I was covered in chocolate.
Oh.
And I sat down. And I could find somewhere to sit. The little cafe was full of people, so I didn't go in the cafe.
I love that church in Primrose Hill. It's walking distance from.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? I took a picture. Did you see the picture?
I haven't. I know what it looks like. I'll have a look. Did you take a picture of everybody having flu jabs? Was it just you?
It was just me. And there was somebody. No, there was just a man in charge, who was sort of standing there, and he said, "You could sit there or stand here." I said, "Do I have to stand?" He said, "Well, you'll go in. There's nobody waiting, so you won't have to. I don't have to wait." So I didn't have to stand. So I just went straight in, and they jabbed me.
They did. So how did you get to hear about it? Because that's what they're saying. A lot of people don't know at the moment whether they're going to get notified.
I had a text from my GP saying, "Will you please ring and sort this out?" And so I told my son about this, and he said, "Oh, you've got to be really careful, because you never know what they're giving you." So anyway, so I thought I'll go anyway. So I got my appointment today.
That's very good, because that's what they're doing now, even in these.
But I put that thing foolishly. I put it on Facebook that I was worried about it, and so there's pages and pages and pages of everybody telling me all their adventures.
No, Aline, you must know.
It's very sweet, though. It's very charming. What's amazing is that they actually saw it, so they must have looked at my timeline to find it.
It is what happens now, as you know, that everybody on Facebook is an expert. So when you put anything up there, they are constitutional experts on Brexit. They're virologists when they have a pandemic. They're flu experts.
You just have to say you're a bit worried about something. Or I wonder how you do this, and immediately you'll get all these things. Everybody telling you exactly how to do everything.
It's wonderful.
All contradicting each other.
Oh, but that's great. And PT Plan, if you want to draw a crowd, start a fight. And that's what you've got to do. I just what I love about you is that you, many things, but you will light the blue touch paper and gradually walk away while the fireworks are.
Yes. Well, I mean, I just wished I hadn't started it today. I thought, why don't I just keep my mouth shut,
Well, but I saw it.
They still went on. They still went on doing it.
Oh, no, they're still doing it.
My friend Gary said, I haven't seen Gary for such a long time. One of the reviewers. And he just said, it's so wonderful because everybody has an opinion.
Of course they do.
And so it's always interesting. And he said he'd learned lots from it. So, good.
See, we love it. Oh, but it's a
I'm going to be worried about Pippin now.
Why?
Well, on Friday, I'm booked in to go to Vauxhall again.
Oh, good.
7 o'clock.
What are you going to see this time?
In the garden, and I'm on my own.
Oh no!
I don't have anybody with me.
Oh.
So I'm worried because I don't know quite where I am in Vauxhall, and it'll be dark when I come out. So I'm a bit frightened, but I won't be frightened, really.
Well, don't be frightened. And make sure you keep a copy of that book in your pocket, strategically placed, so anybody who comes near, you can swap them. It should be good.
Copy of what book?
Well, no, obviously you've forgotten already. The last time you went to a play.
Oh, your book. How could I forget that?
How could
it? Because it led me into such strange situations. I mean, I couldn't forget that book. How did I come by it in the first place? I can't remember.
I've no idea. I think it was always a thrill. But talking about books, yes,
let's talk about books.
Yesterday, I was down at the Royal Albert Hall, and I was promoting a fantastic book I can recommend to you called The Illustrated Victorian Songbook. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. Aline Waites, Robin Hunter, David Wykes, and David Jacobs. I knew David Jacobs. He was at the BBC. He's one of the few people who was really gorgeous. One was Dirk Bogart.
Right.
The other
Did you have chemistry with Dirk Bogart? Did you have chemistry?
No, I didn't have any chemistry with Dirk Bogart, no.
Only Oliver Reed?
No, but he was gorgeous. And because, I tell you why he was gorgeous. Because you know that the people in the BBC, they wear small little suits and things.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Ties. And he used to come in a big jumper and trousers and wellies. Because he had a farm and he just came as he was, you know. And I found that very appealing. David Jacobs I like because he wore red jumpers. I like people in red jumpers. And also because we used to go back on the train together because you get to Brighton. Yeah. So, yes, those were the really, really, really attractive men at the BBC.
It's very good. And you have to dress up because people don't dress up anymore. You were talking previously about
We all dressed up. It was ridiculous.
I know.
We used to wear hats, gloves, long umbrellas, you know. And then of course, when we got to Mary Quant, then we sort of loosened up a bit. And I wore the shortest skirt ever known to man on the day that Princess Margaret came, because they were making such a bloody fuss about her.
Oh,
you know, and they had to paint Julia. I mean, it drove me insane. I said, she's just a person. You know, I sit next to her at the theatre, and she came looking very tired and sort of slightly drunk. What?
Well, no, but she was wonderful. I had, albeit we were on slightly separate tables, I had dinner with her at the Ivy one time, and she was wonderful.
Well, she can be, but she's also very... The thing that annoyed me, she used to annoy me a lot because she used to put her feet up on the chair in front in the theatre. That I don't really think is a good thing for a princess to do.
It's not a good thing for anybody to do, really, to be fair.
No, especially princess.
Especially princess.
And what else about it? Anyway, so this young man who was the producer, he was the sort of assistant producer, but he thought he was God, you know. And he said, oh, no, you'll have royalty, you know, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. Don't wear a short skirt, you know, don't wear trousers, don't da-da-da. So I just wore some long boots and a very short skirt.
More like a belt. More like a belt skirt. It was more like a belt.
But I didn't curtsy.
You didn't curtsy? Look at you, defying royal protocol.
No.
It's you, so that's what you have. You were looking.
She's so small.
You were looking.
But are you upset now?
You were looking for the thing you had in common with Donald Trump, because he didn't.
Oh, Donald Trump.
Yes, he didn't do royal protocol, because I think, didn't he pat her on the back or went before?
No, but I mean, it seemed a bit pointless. I mean, I didn't hit her or anything. And I sort of bobbed and nodded my head and things.
That's okay. I mean, that's okay.
And I didn't do a big curtsy like Jessie, poor Jessie, because she was awfully unkind to Jessie. She was really rude to Jessie.
Really? What did she say to Jessie?
Well, Jessie at that time was being written out, right? Because
Jessie Matthews.
Because she was being written out, yeah. And I don't need to say why. Oh, that's better. So she, yes, I know. I mean, I've just come in. I've just walked in the door. I just put the photograph of the church down. That's all I've done. Oh, and I opened a parcel. That was extraordinary parcel I got. Anyway, what I was saying was, yes, Jessie said, because Jessie always thought that she had a special guardianship of the royal. That was one of her things.
Special guardianship of the royals, okay.
She thought she was protecting the royal family.
Right.
So when she came and this little creature didn't even look at her, didn't it? And so then Jessie said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've only got a spit and a cuff in this part." And Margaret turned around and said, "Oh dear, are you ill?"
What? Poor old Jessie.
I know, it's horrible. It was horrible.
Well,
horrible. Because Jessie was upset because she thought Margaret would say hello, or something like that. She didn't say anything.
Nothing at all.
So anyway.
No, but it's hard when you're at the top of the profession. Jessie Matthews was top, the number one. Dale.
But she was being written out, and she did only have a couple of lines, and I think they put her in so that she would be there when Margaret came.
Oh, but that's nice, though, isn't it? But it's a bit of a shame when they write people out. I mean, it's very difficult for people in the profession. We talk about it, it's feast and famine, isn't it? You can be right at the top of the profession, having all the adoration, all the royalty, without having to curtsy, all of those glorious things, and then all of a sudden, overnight, the career can disappear. How do people cope?
I don't know. I don't know how people cope with anything. I can't think. I love that jacket so much, it's dazzling me.
Oh, you like the jacket? Oh, thank you.
I really do.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's gorgeous. Have you just had it long?
Yes. So this is a Child of the Jago jacket from Joe Corey, who's the son of Vivienne Westwood and Malcolm McLaren. He has his own shop, and I recently acquired it.
Well, lucky old you.
It comes actually as a whole suit.
It's a suit?
It's a whole suit.
No.
Yes.
No, not a suit, no.
It's not a negotiation. It's a suit. You can't negotiate. Anyway, like the jacket.
Anyway, the jacket is just beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm very jealous of it.
Oh, right.
One day, I'm going to show you my jacket that I bought when last... Oh, somebody just rung me up in my phone.
I heard the little bit that happened.
I forgot about it. You didn't tell me.
But last time I told you about the phone, so I've lost it. That's what you told me last time. You were there on the phone for ages. I don't know where I put my phone.
Somebody just rang me up. It's just stupid. Go away. This thing in my ear going off.
I know, we love all that. So tell me, the parcel. What's in the parcel?
Which parcel?
I don't know. You said a bit earlier before Princess Margaret.
Oh, strange parcel. It was a hairbrush.
A hairbrush?
A hairbrush? Yes.
We remember.
I want to show it. I put it in the bathroom.
Who sent you a hairbrush?
It's very strange. No, I remember now getting it. I got it from Amazon or somewhere, and it's a hair, and it's round. It's got a handle, but it's round.
Well, they're rather good.
And yes, so I haven't tried it. You can tell.
I haven't tried it.
Anyway, I'm going to try it. See if it does wonderful things to my hair. I'm going to grow my hair again. I'm fed up with it being short. It's much.
You don't have a bob. How long would you have it? What's the longest you've had your hair?
The longest, down to there.
Right, really? Good heavens. When was that?
That was when I was pregnant. Because I got a photograph of myself with my little tiny baby. Oh. My hair's right now there.
Well, you should have next time on the show, bring it along. We'd like to see that photo. It'd be very, very good.
Would like to see what?
I'd like to see that photo. We'll see that photo when you bring it on.
Oh, one day. Yes, I will bring one day. I mean, things are scattered about all over the bed. I mean, yesterday, I got this box. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 pairs and about 16 apples.
16 apples?
A
Oh, yes,
lot
of course.
Tangerines.
Did they send you a pineapple?
Lots and lots of grapes.
Any pineapples?
No.
You told
I
them
said
to send
no
you
pineapples. I can't lose the pineapples. But no, I managed to get through them, you know, in 2 weeks. I have it every 2 weeks.
Okay, well, that's
and
good.
I managed to get through them.
And
because I put them in everything.
It's saving the planet as well. I'm all for making sure we don't waste food. I mean,
absolutely. Well,
so
I do put them in everything. And I have these wraps made out of sweet potato wraps.
Oh.
And you can put everything in there and rip it up. And I always put an apple in.
Okay.
And cheese, apple and cheese.
Oh, I love apple and cheese. When I was a little one, we used to have a nanny. Can you believe I had a nanny?
I believe it.
The nanny used to give us apple and cheese, and it was wonderful. Yes. And do you remember in the olden days, they used to do pineapple and cheese, and they used to put it, and they made like a little hedgehog thing. Do you remember they going to dinner parties?
Oh, right. Yes,
do you remember those?
Not really, no.
And you used to have like a porcupine with pineapple and cheese on sticks.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now, yes.
I used to go to parties.
Those sort of party things, yes, my God. So it's so long since I went to anything like that. I mean,
well, I haven't seen one for years. So anybody, I've got a pineapple.
Do that. They go to Marks and Sparks, don't they? Or
they do. They do. It's
Simpsons. From Georgina Simpson. She owns that place now, you know.
Who does?
Georgina Simpson. She owns the shop now because everybody's died.
Which shop is she in?
Yes, we talked about her the other day. She's married to Anthony Andrews.
Oh, yes, of course. But Anthony Andrews and his mother, I told you, used to be down by my mother.
Yes, I know, you told me that. And your mother was frightfully impressed.
Every time we pass there, and I took my mother around to the West Witterings and East Witterings, the usual sort of route that we used to do. Bill Wyman is down there. Keith Richards, I think it's Keith Richards who's down there. But every time we pass this particular house, lovely house, my mother would say, Anthony Andrews bought that house for his mother. And I always felt, well,
should I have thought you were going to buy? Oh dear.
See what nice sons do for their mothers.
I had to sell my mother's house. So.
Oh, where was that?
It was up in Hull.
Oh, Hull, of course. Well, just where you grew up, near there.
And because she was in a nursing home, and they said we've got to sell the house.
It's tough, isn't it, when that happens?
It's terrible. Anyway, I mean, you know, we used it all out easily on the nursing home because it's very expensive. But she did escape from this lunatic.
I remember you told me.
Yeah.
Well, quite an adventurous lady.
We kidnapped her, yes.
It's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
She was very surprised. She didn't know she was being kidnapped at all. She just thought she was going for a lovely ride.
Oh, and a lovely ride.
Maggie's car. Maggie had one of those, I don't know whether it was a Lotus, one of those long, thin cars, you know.
I used to
almost lie down.
My very first car was a Lotus Elite.
I can't hear you. You've gone.
Have I gone? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. So my very first car was a Lotus Elite.
I know, you told me.
I know, it's exciting. We like the Lotus.
Yes, because we talked about Hillary, didn't we?
We did.
The girl who used to work at the Pinder. Yes. And she used to have a different man every night.
Poor old Hillary. Poor man. It's always...
I know, who shall I have tonight? And it's extraordinary.
But did your mother enjoy the success you had with the illustrated Victorian Songbook?
She didn't know about that.
Did she not?
I don't think so.
Did you not tell her? Was it published while she was still around?
No, because she was a bit crazy, you know. I can't remember.
You can't remember discussing.
She might have done, because we were on television all the time, you know, selling it.
I know.
Yeah.
Which was a glorious.
But she might have done. I really don't remember. Isn't that awful?
Well, that's okay. People will come back and remember. So tell me about the genesis. How did it start? Who decided it's time we did an illustrated book? An illustrated songbook, no more, no less.
Sheldrake Press.
Okay.
which you now know about.
Yes.
And I sent a message to Simon Rigg and said, you know, that you might get in touch with him or something.
We will. We're going to get in touch. I've announced it now. I've announced it. The Royal Albert
You've
Hall.
announced it.
I was there. I was live.
We've got to find the bits and pieces first.
Let's work.
We're going to find all those pictures and everything.
Build it and they will come. You know, you tell the world this is going to happen. It was a big announcement right in the Albert Hall. I filled the Albert Hall right in the place. He was there.
All right. How it started was that Simon just asked me and Robin, I think, anyway, to do it. That's all. So we did it.
Okay.
It was quite simple. There was no problem. And it took a long time. And he had a house full of young girls who were rushing around after him and having bacon sarnies and things in his house. And, and they were all doing all the running about. David Waites found all the music, the actual genuine music sheets, and he found those. And I really just read the stories, and we just sort of said yes or no to the pictures. You know, that was all it was. Really.
So how did you decide which ones to put in? There's loads of them.
That was quite a problem. We were not very clever with the copyright, I'm afraid, because there's certain people. Oh, this is a long time ago. I'm not going to remember a lot about this. One of the guys who wrote some of the songs, not George Robey, one of those jolly men, was still alive. He was still alive.
Well, good for him.
100 and something. And no, right from the Victorian age, because we didn't do anything past the death of Victoria. You know, it went that far, never went any further than that. So we didn't do a lot of Mary Lloyd stuff, but she was only a young girl, you know, when we did it. And the story about Nellie Power, and she stole the song, you know, from Nellie Power. You've read it all, I'm sure. You've read the whole thing, I'm sure. Anyway, you haven't, have you?
I've coloured it in. I've joined in a couple of choruses. It's got to be good.
No, I'm sure you have. You're just kidding me. You have read it all. From
always a trick. Jessie on any page at all. Anyway, so he was there. This poor chap was still alive.
Yes. And so, of course, oh, God. They keep telling me my subscriptions expired, and I don't know what it is. So I have to get rid of it. There we are.
There you go.
I don't know what I've subscribed to.
Well, you haven't. It's expired. Whatever it was, it's finished.
It's expired, whatever it was.
Don't worry about that. It's gone.
I think it might be for this little machine, which I'm still using, because, trial. I got another computer over the weekend. And I spent the whole weekend trying to sort it out.
What I did. Computer, or is this the old computer?
What I did was actually destroy phone and this computer. So it destroyed everything in the house by messing about with that. So I've left it now for a bit, and I'll go back to it when I've got about another day. You know, tomorrow I'm going somewhere. I can't remember where. Well, I'm just going to have tea with some. No, is it Wednesday tomorrow? Yes, it is.
All day tomorrow is Wednesday.
No, I shall see Izzy. I shall ring Izzy tonight and ask her to come in the morning.
Very good.
And then I shall see Maggie McCourt in the afternoon.
Wonderful.
Can't see Audrey because Audrey doesn't like driving. She's a bit frightened of driving at the moment. Audrey lives miles away from anywhere. Whetstone she lives. Which is a lovely place. I love Whetstone.
Whetstone. Oh, my grandmother used to be in Whetstone and Totteridge.
You've always got somebody living everywhere.
We populated the world, us Eborns.
Yes, Whetstone's very nice. I like it very much. But it's a long way away.
It's not a long way away.
It is for her. She doesn't want to drive also. Okay. We sometimes meet at Highgate. Yes, on the Rough Calf. There's a Rough Calf in Highgate.
You know your Rough Calf, don't you?
I found a Rough Calf in Henley.
Right. I think
it's actually a working one.
Working rough calf.
Yes.
Cafe Rouge, as you say. Yes, it is.
Yes, because you know that they went bankrupt.
Yes, you mentioned. Yes, it's sad.
I don't know whether the one in Wellington's still there. I haven't looked yet.
Difficult economic climate. But you know the interesting thing about Highgate Tube Station? Highgate Tube Station is the deepest tube station in the whole network. And you know how deep it is? It's as deep as Nelson's column is high.
Oh, that's not much.
Well, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. I'm just telling you.
I used to go to the Alps quite frequently when I was.
Yeah, well, that's very different.
No, but I mean, it is. But what is so ridiculous about it is that Highgate Tube Station is down here, and the theatre in the Highgate is about 20 minutes walk uphill.
I know.
Because I remember it happening to me one day. I thought, oh, I'll go quickly, I'll go on the tube. I said, where's the gatehouse? And they said, about 20 minutes walk up the hill. And I sort of ran up the hill in my high heels. But I got there in time. But it's not a good idea to go on the tube.
It can be. It's a good, not at the moment. I mean, but the idea as well, when you finish at the gatehouse, it's a downhill walk back to the station. So that makes you feel a bit better.
Oh, yes. Well, no, I usually get a bus.
Oh, a bus. Okay. That's easy.
I prefer buses. I don't like tubes.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
So back to your Victorian Songbook. And there's this.
And if I can talk somebody into going in the car, then that's even better.
Oh, that's even better. I think you like to be chauffeured there. That's much better. But back to your Victorian Songbook, and this chapter.
Yes, Victorian Songbook. Yes, that is the subject for today. Yes. So, what is it you want? So, we were asked to do it. That was all.
Okay.
And how did we choose the songs?
Yes.
I don't know really. I don't know. We had a lot of meeting. Well, I mean, it was just Robin and I. We just talked about it a lot and decided on what would be good. And we wanted just sort of, many different kinds of things. But they're not all music hall. There's only one set that's music hall. They're the minstrels.
Yes.
The musical evening type things, And the old songs as well, which we have in, before Victoria.
We should definitely revisit it. Well, we are revisiting it. I heard the announcement.
I think, yes. One day I must read it again and see what's in it. It's a long time ago.
Oh, it's not that long ago.
I was trying to remember your name from it.
Yes.
Edward. So. Andrew. Yes, Andrew.
Try and do that. Well, we're going to revisit all of that. We're going to make the whole thing make sense, which will be brilliant. We will look at it, but just to finish with, if you were going to pick out of all of those.
Have we finished?
Oh, no, I know. Time flies by so quickly. What I love is these little bite-sized morsels. We've covered a lot. We've covered Princess Margaret. We've covered poor old Jessie Matthews.
I know.
Written
But
out.
I won't lose mine. I will lose my knighthood, won't I?
You won't lose your... Professionally honest is what we say. But finish on then. I want to have your top song. You can pick more than one, but out of the songbook, because we're going to revisit the songbook, and we are going to, having made the announcement now at the Royal Albert Hall, and watch that video as you did.
Yes. Well,
make that announcement. What were the top songs from that songbook?
Well, I think The Boy I Love is up in the gallery.
And we always said that we would finish on a song. The Boy I Love. Will you give us a little bit of it just to finish this?
Oh, darling, I can't sing it. It's so embarrassing when I hear it.
Double negatives everywhere. I know you can sing, and I love hearing you sing. And I love it. And maybe you can sing us out with The Boy I Love. Is up there in the gallery.
The boy I love is up in the gallery. Is it loud enough?
Yes.
The boy I love is looking down at me. There he is, can't you see, waving his handkerchief, as merry as a robin that sings in a tree. That's all there is to it, really.
And
but
that
it's such a pretty song.
Gorgeous, gorgeous way to finish. Aline, a real pleasure as always. Thank you so much for joining me.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
Whatever your name is.
Andrew.
Unforgettable. That's what you
Unforgettable. That's what you are. Yes, Andrew, of course.
A real pleasure, Aline. Thank you so much.
And drew off his hat and drew off his coat. Yes, they put that joke on the Facebook. Somebody, you know, the man who took off he drew off his hat and drew off his coat and say, is somebody's name hidden in there? Come on.
Winter draws on. That's what they used to say, isn't it?
Winter draws on. That's one of Dame's thing, isn't it? Yeah,
yes, you love it. You love it.
Yeah.
But for now, we look forward to seeing you next time here on the show. Thank you very much.
All right, my sweetheart. Yes. All right. Bye-bye.
So wonderful stuff. My glorious guest again was Aline Waites. Always a joy. And do look out for the illustrated songbook. We are working on something really rather special all around that. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to Octopus on the usual platforms. You can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Facebook, and even on Daily Motion. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, I'd love to have you. Write to me at guests@octopustv.com. That's guests@octopustv.com. But in the meantime, I've been Andrew Eborn. That was my wonderful guest, Aline. Always a joy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.